Top of the morning to you. Probably afternoon for some of you, but welcome back to this daily forecast slash vlog slash astrology update. So hope you guys had a nice lunar eclipse. We just had the lunar eclipse in Capricorn yesterday on Monday. Today's Tuesday, and you know, it wasn't as challenging as I thought it would be, to be honest with you. I mean, obviously all of our charts are different. If that lunar eclipse was like right on your moon or something like that, or one of your personal planets or your chart ruler, yeah, probably was for you personally. But I don't know, with the opposition up to Mars and the trine up to Jupiter, you know, it wasn't really that challenging of a lunar eclipse, other than it was, of course, a south node one, which is generally challenging because it is about releasing and letting go, which isn't easy for us to do as human beings. Oh, there's a big bird, I think, in that tree. So anyways, hope you guys had a nice one, and hope it was releasing for you, transformative, whatever you want to call it. I sure feel like a burden was lifted off of my shoulders. So as a lot of you know who've been following this vlog for the past week or two, let me see if I can catch some of that view. Another beautiful morning here. You know, I was considering going to Austin, and which I'm still going to do, but I decided that it's just a little too heavy to do it right now. Things are just not lining up in such a way that my inner guidance is telling me it's the time. I think it's definitely good for a long-term goal of mine. Not that long-term, probably like, I don't know, maybe later this year or next year or something. But not right now. So it was in Capricorn, right? So, you know, the lunar eclipse had to do with heavy energy. What we're releasing, that is, of heavy energy. And, yeah, and it's like really expensive in Austin. And although I could afford it, it would have required me to live much more cautiously and much more reserved with my finances, whereas here in Panama, it's no problem. I mean, I can do pretty much anything I want, you know, take vacations and stuff, so, and save, you know. I'm really actually, lately been getting really big in investing and saving, which I really haven't done a whole lot of in my life. And now that I'm in my mid-30s, I don't know, I just feel like it's time to start doing that, and I'm actually having a lot of fun with it. And it feels good to have good material security and a good foundation. So anyways, yeah, I'm going to give it some time. And I got some things in the pipeline in terms of increasing my finances, my income, which would also help for the move as well, in terms of living expenses and all that. Just so I'm not in Austin and living, you know, I'm like pinching pennies or whatever. I'm not really living in a sort of lifestyle that's, you know, abundant, which it always is what we make of it. It's always great to be grateful for what we have. But yeah, those are just kind of some of the things I've been thinking about. So it's really lifted a burden off. I feel a weight lifted off in that regard. So I know that's another confirmation about it. And so maybe you're feeling the same. Maybe you're feeling something, maybe it's conscious or unconscious. A lot of times at the South Node, we don't even know why, but we may just feel that burden lifting. And it's also about past patterns. You know, another thing too, is to give you some perspective. You know, the patterns of me is I've moved a lot. A lot of you have been following this channel for the past few years know that I lived in, I think, three different places. Well, now 4, if you include Panama, just throughout mastering the Zodiac. So, yeah, I've been moving a lot, and it's this pattern of, you know, I moved a lot when I was a kid, which is, you know, the South Node, right? Past, even past life, I probably moved around a lot. But I moved around a lot as a kid, and every time I get to a place, and I'm here for like a year or something, I'm like, okay, what's the next thing to do? Where am I going? But that's, that's a pattern that isn't necessarily healthy. A lot of it is just feeling uncomfortable being in a place too long, simply because when I was a kid, the comfortable thing, which is what the family was doing and what the pattern I had developed, was to move. Oh, those are parrots. You probably will not see those. Well, there's those green parrots in there. So anyways, yeah, those patterns. And so I feel like I'm kind of breaking that pattern. Again, not that I'm not going to move, but just that because I have these feelings of like, okay, what next? I'm breaking that cycle with them. And then I think when it's more natural, if, things align and I'm guided to at that time, I'll move. But hopefully from a place that's, not coming from that place of the past pattern there. So that's been a weight lifted off. Do comment down below. I'm very curious to see if you felt any type of weight lifting or choice that you made that freed you up in some way, or something you let go of that is giving you a little bit more of a really balance in your life and peace in your life, especially if it was that Capricorn energy of that weight, or anything having to do with achievement and success. So that was the lunar eclipse. Not a whole lot going on today. I do want to mention though that the sun is shifting into Leo, and that could be adding to this feeling of a little bit of a lighter energy, because the sun does love to be in Leo, rules Leo, and it is Leo, right? It is about fire and passion. In fact, yesterday, for me personally, I got into coding. I kind of code a little. I've coded a little bit in my past, off and on, but never anything serious. A lot of my friends were coders, like programming, computer programming. And, I looked into Android development. I was like, I really like this. I signed up for a course on Udemy, which is awesome, by the way. For any of you who want to take a course, like an online course, Udemy is awesome. At least if you check the reviews, make sure it's like a, high reviewed course. But anyway, signed up for that, downloaded the Android, software for designing for designing apps. And I'm like, man, this is very intuitive. I really like it. So I got a new passion I'm going to be enjoying, I think, here for the next at least few weeks and months and even years if I continue to enjoy it, of programming apps. And I actually got in contact with, I'm always in contact with them, but I reached out to Gavin, the developer of Prometheus, the astrology software that I use, and brought up the idea of developing an astrology app, because he'll take care of more of the programming side of it, since I'm so new to it. But anyways, yeah, there'll probably be an astrology app for Sidereal, something like a daily horoscope, where you can get your personal horoscope from the app, which will be nice. So anyways, yeah, a lot of things in the pipeline. A lot of it is about passion that I can feel, things I'm excited about. So hopefully you're feeling that. Or maybe you're just feeling a bit expressive or creative with Leo. And it's a shift, and it'll probably unfold over the next couple of days, but I certainly started to feel it yesterday, which is right when sun got close to the constellation. I'm going to turn around here. So yeah, so shift into Leo, lunar eclipse, sort of releasing of burdens with that Capricorn energy. Also, I feel too that I'm integrating a lot of the healthy qualities of Capricorn, like responsibility, like, for example, not making the move, like being more responsible with my finances and that type of thing. Just being patient. So it's another way of knowing when it's like, if you feel that there's the more healthier qualities of the, in this case, Capricorn, that feel integrated from the lunar eclipse. Because lunar eclipse is a full moon, and it's like we're getting that energy, we're integrating that Capricorn energy in healthy ways now collectively. So let's see what else. So yeah, Sun in Leo, self-expression will be good for about the next month and a half. Today, like I said, not a whole lot going on astrologically. The moon is going to be sextiling Saturn and Uranus. So there could be a bit of this stable energy, stability, which is good, yet a little bit of freedom. At least an opening for that. Both a bit of unexpectedness and trying new things. And maybe thinking outside the box, just changing things up a little bit can be exciting, but it's also a stable day too. And that's really been the case because Saturn has been trending up to Uranus this whole year. So there is this general collective stability when it comes to, you know, progress and change and freedom in our life. And the moon's going to activate that today. So the moon is going to go over the south node today. So there could be some deep things coming up emotionally, maybe still regarding the lunar eclipse. And again, we're not out of the lunar eclipse just yet. You know, it's really a few days before, a few days after in terms of the insights and the shifts and the transformations and stuff. But especially today with the moon over the south node, which will be pretty soon, just a few hours after I release this video, I believe, maybe 2 or 3 hours. And so, yeah, so just kind of sitting with any feelings, but then also doing the releasing and letting go could be another shift in the right direction for you. And we're always on the right path. You know, I want to mention that. We're never off of our path. It's just that our minds, our consciousness can be off of our path. We're always on our path. But if we're consciously off of it, in other words, we're somewhere else, we're not in the present moment, or we're avoiding where we are or what we're doing, you know, that's resisting the path. That's being off of the path, I would say. But we're never off of it. It's just a matter of aligning to it. We just don't exactly know, you know, where the path is taking us, and that's the challenge for all of us is acceptance and trust along the life journey, and acceptance of the now moment and where we're at. So anyways, yeah, I wanted to mention that because that did kind of click for me during this lunar eclipse, because the nodes are all about the life path, right? And by the way, in a couple weeks, we're going to have the solar eclipse in Leo. So this sort of sun energy, if you're feeling it in Leo, the expressive or passion or whatever it is, it's setting the stage for a new beginning. And it will be a new beginning to our path. Where this lunar eclipse is more like a letting go and a transition out of some inner feelings or whatever. This north node is usually much more in the world, especially in a fire sign like that. And, you know, about initiating things. So just a heads up there that whatever this shift is that you've noticed these past couple days with the sun entering Leo, and do check where Leo is in your personal chart. I think that's going to be setting a foundation for the new beginnings. So tomorrow we have Mercury sextiling Venus. That'll actually be tomorrow and, what is it, Thursday? Not a major aspect, but I think it'll be nice for anything communicative, maybe in relationships, just a bit of sharing of ideas. It's a minor thing, but it's nice. Maybe just enjoying some practical things like reading and writing, stuff like that. Still too early to feel that, but, you know, that'll probably be tomorrow, just to give you a heads up there. And then Mercury is slowing down. He's going to go retrograde later in the week. So you may start to notice some of that, you know, clunkiness with the, oh, that's a crazy sounding bug. Some of the clunkiness with the communications as well, maybe such as through correspondence or computer stuff or anything you rely on a daily basis. It's just that sort of maintenance time. So maintenance time is coming up, and the more willing you are to, you know, redo some things, rework some things, do some maintenance on some things, so to speak, you know, it's a good time to maybe get a head start on that as Mercury starts to slow down. All right, so I hope you guys have an awesome day. Thank you again for watching, and I'll see you soon for the next daily forecast. All right, take care.